department duty.
What's up, people? It is week 15 of 2018 and definitely good to be back on the early part of the learning curve. That is actually in regards to running, because I took a good 3.5 months off from running, and now that I'm coming back, even though I'm terrible at it, it doesn't take long to see notable improvement. And that is exactly what happened last Friday when I went to the gym to run on the treadmill trying to do 10K. Still didn't get the full 10K, but did way better than the first time I went there 2 weeks back. And since I knew the deal going in, aka I stink at running at the moment, I basically just said, okay, this time what we want to do is we want to make sure we don't do any walking before completing halfway or 5K. And that's exactly what happened. Got to 5K, was starting to cramp up, which is the main problem I'm having these days. It's not a cardio problem. You know, my breathing is well under control for the vast majority of the run. It's just the cramping in the sides and occasionally in my legs, but that only seems to be after I do a session of walking and then return to running. And the obvious solution to that is don't do any walking. Ta-da! But that hasn't happened just yet, but that's okay. This time I made it to 25 minutes, which was 5K, and then I said I could probably do another 4 minutes here, and that's exactly what I did. And then I took my 5-minute walking break and then ran the final 16 minutes, which at 8-minute miles was another 2 miles, and thus the grand total for this week was 5.6 miles of running, and that was just shy of the 6.2-ish that comprises a 10K. And then, due to scheduling conflicts, I moved my run for this week, which is normally on Friday, but that was booked to Thursday, which is unfortunately after a workout, and I think I'm not quite ready for that just yet because I did not feel particularly good. But anyway, I went in after the workout on Thursday and ended up doing 5K in 24:40, and that's not too terrible considering I did not feel particularly good. So anyway, we got something done this week, which is better than nothing. And wanted to give you guys an update on my arm injury. Still got some problems here. Definitely able to work around it for the most part, which is good. Actually, this week I was able to do some upright rowing with the bar. Also did a couple sets of pull-ups with, you know, the overhand grip as opposed to chin-ups with the underhand grip. I'm not sure that was the best idea, but it's not terrible. But anyway, for example, the main effect that I feel is when I straighten my arm out now, it feels very tight in the elbow area, especially when I try to rotate my arm, and I don't feel anything like that when I do that with my right arm. So something is still not quite right there. I am somewhat optimistic, though, just about the bench in general, because now that I'm doing this other style of bench with the elbows out and the reps higher, I'm doing a lot more volume simply because higher reps are easier to accumulate more volume with, and perhaps that volume will translate in the future to better bench gains. Yeah. And of course, Wednesday was another good Wednesday workout because it's hump day. Oh yeah. Had a nice 355 on the squat. This went pretty well. It's definitely starting to get heavy, which is expected at some point, right? But this still moved pretty well, and I am pleased with it. Followed this up with 335 on the sumo deadlift for 2 sets of 2 with the straps on. And yeah, still liking this because obviously I can do good work without the bar falling out of my hand. Yeah. And you're going to actually see at the end of the video, volume data screen, there's a decent jump in volume this week. Big part of that is because now that my body weight is up another 2.5 pounds, I've adjusted the exercises where I count body weight by that much as well. So lunges went up and chin-ups went up by that amount. And Wednesday also was the best bench day of the week simply because the weight was the heaviest. I worked up from 140 to 160 this week. Just went by 5 pounds each day. And hopefully, if things go the same next week, we'll be hitting 180 for 3x10. And I'm taking 2 minutes in between these sets. And in silver lining fashion, even when things get back to normal, I actually think I'm going to keep some kind of that style bench in my routine because it's a great way to work the pecs and add a bunch more volume to your workouts. Yeah. And as mentioned, week 15 volume data, yeah, big 170 on the thousands of pounds. That is excellent. But yeah, a big chunk of that was the body weight being adjusted upwards. And 2018 goals update screen. Yeah, still injured. Boo. But that's okay because we're working through it. But anyway, 12K chin-up challenge. We're currently at 39.26. And for the 8 million pounds challenge, we are just shy of 2.4 million for 2018. Yeah. And last but not least, the diet data screen. Body weight was actually down a touch this week, which is a little surprising, but we'll take it because I was up quite a bit last week, as I recall. But that's okay. We're just going to keep at it as usual. And with that, I'll catch you next time, guys. All right. Bye.